Hi everyone, this is Ankit Madan. I hope you are doing great. So let's get started with today's topic. Now, this article is all about reverse migration, which is taking place due to this pandemic and which is leading to loss of employment opportunities for the people, and the people are migrating to rural areas. Now, as we all are familiar with the situation, now let's get more deeper into it and let's understand how we can cope up with the market situation nowadays. And is there any practical solution which can be applicable in order to cope up with the market nowadays? Now, before getting more deeper into it, let's understand what is the mechanism which is involved in migration process. Now, what happens is there are only two factors which are involved in migration, because there are different dimensions which are involved in migration, such as rural to urban to urban, and urban to rural. Now, I don't want to digress from the topic, so I'll be covering only and only about rural to urban and urban to rural, right? So what happens is there are only two reasons for the people who migrate from rural to urban sector. Those two are, the first thing is about their livelihood, in order to earn their livelihood, and the second thing is to enhance their level of income. These two are only things which are involved in order to migrate from one place to another, to be very precise, from rural to urban areas. Now, according to the statistics which is mentioned over there, that as you can see that the 17.8 million migrants move from rural to urban sector, and this is according to the census report 2011. Now, just imagine this thing, that how many people would be migrating from urban to rural areas during this pandemic situation. I hope it would be more than 3 crores. Coming more deeper into it, now the thing is, since we are dealing with this pandemic situation, the solely reason is that people are not getting jobs right now, and they don't have anything to survive in the market, because you will be surprised to know that there is a friend of mine who is in construction, only construction and real estate, and according to the government rules and regulations, things are working, and things are getting started. But as far as real estate sector and construction is concerned, because these are the two dimensions where majority of the population who come from rural to urban sector are involved, so these two parameters are the major holders who actually involved rural population. Now, what happens is, since they are too involved in it, so what happens is the majority is already in construction and hotel industry. It is very difficult for them to survive in this market, because of the lockdown situation which happened over there. Now, according to the statistics, there are different dimensions which are to be studied, but to be very precise, let's understand this, as this graph shows, that what are the monthly income which is involved in agriculture household. It's, as you can see, the Punjab, Haryana and Kerala, it's pretty much better, but as far as Bihar, West Bengal and Jharkhand is concerned, things are even more worse, because people don't have enough to survive in the market. And you will be surprised that according to the reports which I have been going through, there was a person who literally said this thing, that when I'll get to my home, at least मेरे पास चार कंधे होंगे मुझे खाना देने के लिए, चार लोग होंगे मेरे पास. And there are people who died during the journey to go home. Now, as far as this income is concerned, this totally relates to the thing about the productivity and the workforce which is involved in agriculture sector. Now, as you can see, the productivity, if I talk about, as you can see this chart compares different time span of agriculture sector, because what happens is, it is directly linked to the national domestic product and the total number of workforce which is involved, as you can see over here, now it is 48 40 something point, about 48% as far as 2015-16 is concerned. And as far as workforce or employment is concerned, it is 70%, approximately 17%. Now this only arises, now here arises only two questions. The first thing is about their, according to this scenario, there are two major problems which exist over here. The first thing is disguised unemployment or unemployment. Now what the situation is all about, the first thing is in underemployment, the people don't have work in order to earn their livelihood. And the second thing is about disguised unemployment. It is a type of unemployment where people are working more than the required ones. It means that even if the 10 people are required, 15 to 17 people are working, and as a result, there is nothing called as value addition as far as income is concerned or productivity is concerned. So now, as we are familiar that the situation is too much worse, people are not getting work properly, and they don't have enough food to survive in the market. Now what is the practical solution which could be applicable in order to cope up with the market which exists right now? Now, since this was all about the statistics which are involved in it, I believe that it's of no use to explain such things because it is only about numbers. The main problem and the main thing is we need to give up the practical solutions, that can we, are we able to solve the problems, because majority of the people are not willing to come to urban areas for a time span of 6 to 7 months. And the question is how they gonna survive in the rural areas. Now, according to the solutions, it is about bridging the gap between inequality which exists in the rural and urban sector. The first thing is about see, basically the people who are involved in agriculture sector, sorry, the people who are involved in rural areas are involved in agriculture sector, and less number of people are involved in manufacturing industries or the service sector. Now what government needs to do is they just need to provide training and development and more sessions to be conducted in order to upgrade their skills. I know it's a long term, it's not sustainable in this pandemic situation, but in long run it is definitely going to be lucrative. The second point is about the salary and the daily wage rate. As you can see that it is mentioned over here that the salary and daily wage rate of, as compared to rural, is 12%, and in case of urban it is 41.1%. Now what this article says that there is a need to make some changes in different schemes such as Minigra, which is Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Act, covering all the daily wages and employment opportunities or the schemes. Now, as far as the states, as I already mentioned, there where the per capita income or the monthly income is quite low as compared to the states which are, as compared to the northern states. Now what government need to do is they need to there are two terms: the federal cooperation federalism, or competitive federalism. What happens is in cooperative federalism, two states try to cope up with each other in order to add value in the overall economy. And the second thing is about competitive federalism. And what happens is in competitive federalism, two states try to compete with each other. And this is the best case scenario where competition provides a hell lot of opportunities to explore and to add value as well. Also, the another point is about Niti Ayog, which was suggested in 2016. So what happens is in Niti Ayog, it was actually a leasing policy which came for the farmers for beneficial, because before this there were the people who were totally exploited by this who were totally exploited before this scenario, and somehow the other there needs to be make some changes regarding that as well. Now the another point is about banking service sector. Now, there's a term called as credit GDP ratio. Now, what happens is it is a type of ratio in which describes about credibility of an individual of any country. Now, it is mentioned in this figure that if I talk about India, it is 50% only. Now, as far as China, it is 200%. Now, the government facilities. Now, how that situation can be improved is by allowing government to make an ecosystem for the individuals who are not registered or who are not involved in banking industries, so that the lending transactions takes place, and as an economic development is concerned, we can improve, and we could be able to add more into it, right? Now, there's also another thing which is about agriculture produce marketing committee. Now, according to this act, what the proposal is all about, if somehow the other we are able to allow the farmers to directly sell it to the consumers, somehow the other we will be able to cope up with the market scenario, and they will be able to survive in this particular sect. In to be very precise, it means elimination of middleman who is involved in selling of these agriculture products. Now, these are the things which I feel that, which according to this article, which should be done in order to improve the market scenario and to help those people who are in rural areas, and how they can improve their livelihood scenario. So, in order, if you think that there could be another changes or another proposal schemes which could be work as a which can be work as a solution, do put it in a comment section. Thanks a lot.